Kingbrown here, and we're just going to do a bit of a video here today. I've just got over here near my little fire pit. We've been out here cooking last night in the camp ovens and that. Got some great videos coming up in the future, but today I want to do something on a line that I've been asked about quite a lot when I travel around the expos, and that is about charcoal. A lot of people might know that I use a lot of charcoal while I'm cooking, and they might see me using one brand more than another, and the misconception can be, oh, that must be the best. Well, we're going to go through all that. What is the best brand to use of charcoal, in my opinions? This is all my opinion. How to light your charcoal, how to use your charcoal, what to expect from it. Yeah, we're going to go through it from A to Z, everything you need to know about charcoal. We're going to do it right here today. And we've actually run out of charcoal. I've got an empty bag down here. And I've run out, so we're going to go to Bunnings. We might take a little trip into town, and we'll have a look at the varieties that are available in there. And we might talk about some of them in secret when we get back. Now, full disclaimer here, as far as disclosure, I'm absolutely in no way, shape or form supported by, financially or emotionally, any of the brands you see on here, okay? Having said that, if any of those certain brands have got watching this video, I'm quite happy to have a bit of a chat with them about that and change that, because I do use a lot of a certain brand of product, and I give it an awful lot of exposure when I'm traveling doing expos to literally thousands of people a year. So come on guys, you know, you could help me out a little bit with that on the expense side. But anyway, everything I'm going to be telling you is my opinion, and it is my experience, and it is what I do. Back in the days when I was catering, I got what worked for me the best in each situation. And the situations do change a little bit, so does my choices a little bit. And the same goes with the briquettes, the charcoal briquettes. I'm going to do a video on them as well. Maybe not today, but very, very shortly. There'll be another video coming out just on charcoal briquettes. So I suggest you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because I've got a lot of videos planned, not just on the charcoal and briquettes, but coming up I've got some recipes that you aren't going to want to miss out on. I'm telling you now, right? Really, really top notch, very easy to do, extraordinary recipes that will blow away your friends and family when you do it for them, and you'll do it with ease. You'll do it really easily, because that's what Kingbrown's all about, is cooking with camp ovens and not having anything too complicated, but coming up with the goods at the end of the day. All right, anyway, let's head off to town, and we'll go and see the local Bunnings, and we'll sneak the cameras in and see what we can spy in there. Okay, let's go. Some charcoal demonstration cooking, because it's 36 degrees outside according to the car, and the car is going to be pretty right, because oh my goodness, the temperature is climbing, there's no question about it. Other than that, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of barbecue cooking lately, and that's in my bullet smoker. I have a Pro Q bullet smoker, and which runs on charcoal, so I've been doing a lot of cooking on it over the Christmas period. Chalks, and what have we done? We've done barramundi a couple of times, and
lot of meals. So that's why I ran out of charcoal, because I had a fair swag there, but I've been burning it like mad. So anyway, we need to go to town and stock up on the charcoal, and we'll see what Bunnings has got in there to offer. There mightn't be much left in there either. And hopefully it'll cool off this afternoon. I can light it, because I've actually got to cook something tonight, something special. So yeah, it's gonna hurt if I have to do it at this temperature, that's for sure.
No, not that one.
Hey?
No, not that one. Over there one.
No, I want some of this one.
Okay.
Come up here and show it. Firelighters.
Correct.
Samba. The simple ones. Usually the cheapest. Actually, the Vestas are the cheapest. They're alright too. I've used Vestas, but I just stick to these. It's more expensive ones there. Pop out ones and that. Nah, don't like them. I just use these. These are nice and cheap and easy to use. Now, we want to get some Hot Shots barbecue fuel, which is a briquette. This is that tubular charcoal. Martina, just show down here nice and close up on that. You can see it's tubular. I've actually used this and it's pretty good. It's not a bad one. I don't know what the price is though. $27 for, was it 10 kilos? Yeah. It does last a fair while though. Like for camp oven work, it's actually not bad. It's not too bad. I'm not going to say that's a bad one. What else we got up here? Okay, we've got the jumbuck.
No, don't use that one.
We've got the jumbuck. Now, as you know, as Martina well knows, I have used this. I do use this occasionally. This one here. Did you get a nice close up of you?
I don't like that one.
Yeah, I know you don't like it though. It's not as good as the one I always use. It's much lighter. The timbers the charcoal pieces tend to be long pieces, not chunky round ones. It's very light, but the beauty of it is it's pretty well priced. It's yeah, $20 for that bag. I use it sometimes because sometimes I know I'm not going to use 2 big bags of the brand I use, but I'm going to need more than one, right? So I might just buy a small bag of that to fib in to get me through the weekend. Without, and that way I don't have to cart home a whole heap of charcoal to take home. We've got no extras. What else we got here, Martina? We got Samba fire logs. Now, there's been different varieties of logs, these logs, and we've tried a couple, haven't we, Martina? My recommendation is to leave the bloody things where they are. Absolutely useless. No good for cooking, and not much good for anything else either. They're
no,
pretty
not
bloody
that one.
ordinary. I don't know.
Only that one.
Here we go.
There is.
There he is. This is the one I use. The Heat Bead brand. Now, the Heat Bead company, if you guys are watching, I promote you guys a lot over this stuff, and I've paid for every single bag in the last 8 years. A free bag here and there wouldn't go astray. I don't believe. I think I deserve that. Like I say, doing my cooking demonstrations live, I'm in front of thousands of people a year, and that's the main one I use. Now, the reason I use that is it's a large There's a variation of sizes in there. There's large chunky ones, and there's smaller bits as well, which I like. I like the variation of sizes. It's very easy to light. It's a bit heavier in weight in the other one. They burn a little bit longer. It's very consistent, and they're easy to find because they're in a Bunnings, and Bunnings are easy to find. They're everywhere. So that's the best one I use, that I like to use. What else we got here, Martina?
Triple
Oh, that's just
battery.
a little bag of the jumbo charcoal. I didn't know they had him. That's a new one.
Still,
We got some wood fire briquettes. I don't know what that is. Never used that. Some firewood lumps. The Bunnings firewood actually is generally pretty good. I've used it a few times, and it's surprisingly how good it is actually. But you might want a box. You might want an axe and a splitter. Look at this. There's a little splitter in here. How much is that? That'd be handy. Yeah, so anyway, I'm not seeing any other brands here. Sometimes there's a couple of other brands, and I wanted to point them out because they're absolutely atrocious. Probably why they're not here, because they're so bad. But they're the brands I use. Briquettes, I'm using either the Heat Bead Blue bag or the Hot Shots. Doing my expos and catering events, I'm using the Heat Bead in lumpwood charcoal. And in an emergency, or if I only want a little bit, I might use the jump buck, but mostly that's what I'm using. Alright, well, let's get this back and
find the
we'll fire it
batteries.
up. What's that, Martina? Okay, so we have to go and get some batteries apparently with my new and the walkie-talkies, and then we're going to head back to Kingbrown basically. Even though it's 36 bloody degrees out there, we must light up some charcoal and later on I'm going to do some work with some heat beads and show you some tips and tricks on them as well. Okay, let's go. Well, we made it back from the dreaded Bunnings. Not too busy in there today. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, 36 degrees. The car said it was on the outside. I tell you what, I think it was a bit hotter than that. It is very hot here today. It's not going to be very pleasant. But I'm on a mission. I've got to cook some stuff tonight, so I'm going to have to light some charcoal anyway. So I thought, well, might as well get some charcoal and do a cooking demonstration of lumpwood charcoal. I do like it better than the other brands. It's a combination of things. It doesn't burn too hot. Now, that's another thing. This one burns at a good temperature, but it's not too hot. Now, I know some people will say, why don't you use something like the Gidgee charcoal? Isn't Gidgee coals the best to use, you know, in the outback as far as fuel goes? Yeah, yes and no. Gidgee wood is very good to use. I do love using my Gidgee wood. That stuff is bloody hot though. It really is. And the Gidgee charcoal is very, very hot too. I know, I've used it. And honestly, I don't need to have those sorts of temperatures roaring off those lids at me when I'm working around them all day. Yeah, I just don't need it. They get very hot. I'm happy with this. One thing I'm not happy about, heat beads, is they've just shrunk the bag, but the price went up, so I don't know how that works. Smaller bag, bigger price, but there you go, that's business. But it is a very good product. A variation of sizes, like I say, I love to use it. It resembles real coals. I can shovel it on and off camp ovens like a real camp oven, like a real campfire situation. Now, I use it in a lot of different ways too, not just in the cooking, but if you've got a fire pit going, and you know sometimes if you're using firewood in a fire pit, there's smoke coming out, it's always going one way and annoying somebody. If you add a bit of charcoal to your fire, within a few minutes, that smoke will disappear. Now the reason it disappears is because smoke is actually unburnt fuel. Okay, so you raise the temperature of the fire, and with an increase in temperature, you'll have no smoke because smoke is just unburnt fuel. Okay, and it's not burning because the timber you're burning doesn't burn at a high enough temperature to consume all of its fuel. So some of the fuel is leaving the area in smoke. Increase the temperature of the fire, a bit of charcoal because it burns much higher at a higher temperature than timber, and then it takes the smoke out. So a little tip there for that one. Now, Sometimes, and quite often, as a matter of fact, I'll have pieces of timber in with me charcoal. You know, if I can make my charcoal go further, that's fine. I don't mind using timber. But most of the work I do with camp ovens, I don't rely on timber. Timber is just too hard for me to do what I do, really. I haven't got the trucks and equipment needed to transport tons of wood when I was catering to run 30 or 40 camp ovens. Big ovens, you'd need a lot of wood. I haven't got the time to sit around for hours and hours while a humongous fire is burning to make enough coals to run those 30 or 40 camp ovens. I can get there with bags of briquettes or bags of charcoal, and I can start cooking with 30 or 40 camp ovens within minutes of me being there. Right? So it's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer to use charcoal or even the briquettes in camp oven catering situations that I was working in, and indeed the demonstration as well. So yeah, but also I actually find that the charcoal heat beads, or lump of charcoal, it's actually really good to use anyway. You know, I prefer it really. I mean, unless I'm out west, we've got a great campfire situation. I've got nice long burning coals. Yeah, just give me some charcoal and let me do the job. That's the way it goes with me. And I do know how to use coals. I use coals and nothing but coals from a fire for 30 years. You know, I've only been using the charcoals for the last 7 or 8 years or so. It is fairly new to me compared to using timber on the ground. And I know, talking about the Gidgee, it burns very hot. There's lots of other hardwood varieties, you know, Australian timbers that are very good. And people say to me, you know, it's one of the things they seem to get fixated on is what is the best timber to use to cook with to create coals. And it always amuses me, and I've seen blokes go on and on and on about it, naming all these scientific names of all these trees and the species that are the best. And you know, they're full of crap, if you don't mind me saying, because at the end of the day, do you know what the best firewood to use is when you're out camping? The stuff that's closest to the bloody camp. That's what the best firewood is. I don't care what variety of tree that one there is, and if it's not as good as the one that's 300 metres away. I'm not walking out there to get the wood from under that tree because its scientific name is something such better and burns a bit better than this one up here. I'm going to go and get that one just over there. Alright, so yeah, whatever the wood is closest to your camp, that's what the best one to use is. Anyway, that was the heat beads. Now with the briquettes, we're going to light them up, and they are very easy to light. I'll just open up this bag and slash them up. We'll get some black out and have a look. I'll put my gloves on because I don't want to get black dust all over it. Kingbrown camp oven gloves available at my shop. What's my shop called? campovenkitchen.com.au. There's a shop there, you can buy my gloves. These ones need to go in the wash machine, I think. They're a bit stiff, they've got a lot of flour embedded in them from doing shows. Okay, so yeah, this is your charcoals here, variations and sizes and lumps. I like them, I really do. I just like that lumpy stuff like that. It burns very nice. We're going to get something going in over here in the drum, and pour something over here. Come over and fill that going in. Nearly knocked me microphone in there. Oh, it's so hot. Alright. Yeah, we got some there. Give us a little fire lighter. Ooh. Just a brick like that. Comes into 4 pieces. Snaps away. And I used to use a cigarette lighter, but I gave up smoking. I don't own one anymore. So I got one of these little pink lighters. That does the job.
That's my lighter.
That's your lighter?
Yeah.
Martina's stolen my pink lighter. Listen, it's as easy. This stuff is so easy to light. You just drop it in somewhere like that and just off it goes. Anywhere you want. There's another one there. There we go.
And stop.
And that's all there is to it. Just like that, I've covered them over. I can just now walk away, give that 10-15 minutes, and that'll be perfect. Going away nice. It gets going very easily, very quickly. It's no fuss. But I can show you another tip. If you are in a hurry and you want to get it to get going really quickly, the secret weapon, right? The old Makita leaf blower. We can push that in there and pump some air into it. So I just blow them out. There you want. Got it again. What I'm going to do is give that about 2 minutes until we start getting some sparks. Yeah, once we've got some sparks on the charcoal, you can actually get it going really quickly by just feeding some air into it like that. There we go, look at that, that's better. There we go, I was being a bit aggressive there earlier, but that's putting some more heat into that flame and blasting it around so it's hitting more of the pieces of charcoal at once. And if I stop, you watch what happens. I'll increase first. There we go. So we've got some temperature happening there. I can see some bits of charcoal in there glowing. And if I stop the air,
Okay, that's good.
yeah, it just flares up. But you don't have to do that. I do that sometimes when I'm a bit late for a show. I've got a show coming up and I need the charcoal ready really quickly. I can just pull that off the rack and get my charcoal all hot and ready to go. But I don't need it in a hurry right now, so I'm going to put that away, let that happen on its own. I've actually got we're going to cook in one of these ovens here today, and probably that one over there, the 17-inch Hardy. He's going to go up here on the rack. Plug him up here. And yeah, we're going to be heating this camp oven up, and we're going to be putting a couple of big lumps of pork in there and doing something special with that. But anyway, that's my opinion on charcoal, and I think I've just about covered everything. I'm going to be doing another video very soon on the briquettes, you know, your heat bead briquettes and your hot shot briquettes, how and what I do use of them and why I use what I use, how to light them, and I've got a couple of interesting things about them and how to use them as well. So that video will be coming up very shortly as well. Keep an eye on this channel. Until then, thanks for watching guys. Kingbrown out.